Hare Krishna. Sanatana Dharma recommends hundreds of festivals in the course of the year where devotees come together and glorify the Supreme Lord, His wonderful qualities, His wonderful pastimes. Sri Krishna Janmashtami is a very special festival because it is the appearance day of the Supreme Lord. On the occasion of the appearance of the Supreme Lord, it is very important for us to understand the greatness of the Supreme Lord and His appearance. Lord Krishna's appearance is not like any one of us taking birth in a material body. We all know that Krishna appeared out of his sweet will as the son of Devaki and Vasudeva. It was predicted in advance. None of our birth we can predict where we will be born. So this is the special nature. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Janma karma chame divyam evam yo veti tattvataha tektva deham punarjanmaneti mamoiti so Arjuna. See the reward for one who knows the spiritual nature, transcendental nature of Krishna's birth and his activities. What is that? Punarjanmaneti mameti so Arjuna. He does not take birth again in this world. So Krishna Janmashtami celebrates the transcendental nature of Lord's miraculous appearance as a son of Devaki and Vasudeva. And with great rejoice, we remember how he was born in a prison, but the prison doors opened on its own and Krishna appeared first as four-handed form before Vasudeva and Devaki, and then turned into a small child. After being instructed to carry him across Yamuna to Nandagram. These are all the wonderful transcendental pastimes of the Lord. And celebrating this festival means celebrating the remembrance of these wonderful pastimes of Lord Sri Krishna, so that we understand that God's birth is not an ordinary birth. He appears out of His own sweet will as He is from the spiritual world. He does not have a material body like us. Even when He comes down into this material world as a small baby, what did He demonstrate? He appeared as Vishnu, then became the child baby Krishna. Krishna's appearance in this world is also a matter of great celebration of the fact that He appears in this world to protect His devotees, to annihilate the demons. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskritam. The Supreme Lord keeps up His promise that I shall always be there for the protection of the devotees. So Krishna's appearance brings in the great force of re-establishing dharma on this planet. For devotees, when they celebrate Sri Krishna Janmashtami, they celebrate it with great faith and hope that Krishna's appearance, even though it's 5,000 years back, but even today, His message of Bhagavad Gita, His sound, vibration, the song of God is so powerful to bring peace in the hearts of devotees who hear his message and always feel protected by the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. The Supreme Lord comes down into this world not only to bring good to this world, but also to take the devotees, his very dear devotees, out of this world, give them from freedom, give them freedom from birth, death, old age and disease by giving them an opportunity to go back to Godhead by surrendering to his lotus feet, by remembering his pastimes, by hearing his transcendental song of Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna finally says, Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tam sarva papebhyo muksheshyami ma suchaha. Anyone, anytime, has full faith in this statement of Krishna, where he says, completely surrender unto me, I will take care of you. And it really happens. Modern youth is very anxious to connect themselves with the whole world. And this is something which is very much connected to celebration. Celebration means coming together. Celebration means jointly relishing something. And here we are jointly relishing the greatness of the Lord Krishna, of Lord Krishna's appearance on this earth, and the gifts that it has brought to this world. Our message to the youngsters is that they should not only go forth outside to connect with the whole world, they should learn how to connect with their own soul within the body and the Supreme Lord, the Super Soul within the body. Our scriptures say that we should inquire about the inner self. We should inquire about the Supreme Self. Our scriptures say that we are just not this gross body. We have to connect ourselves with our inner mind world, intelligence world, our ego world, and the spiritual world. And this is Krishna's message of Bhagavad Gita. Jiva Tattva Jijnasa. Who am I? We should ask this question. Youngsters should ask this question. And we have answers for all that. We want to remind everybody that our Vedas, our scriptures, have scientific answers which reveal the true nature of life and what is the purpose of life. So it's not only about yourself knowing the true self, yourself knowing your connection with God in your heart. It's about utilizing all your propensities to speak to the whole world, to communicate to the whole world these great truths that can change the face of humanity, which can bring happiness and prosperity to everyone who follows the message, the teachings of Lord Sri Krishna. The Supreme Lord is the most intimate friend of every living entity. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mama amsha jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana. We are eternal part and parcel of the Supreme Eternal Lord. And that Supreme Lord is all-pervading. That Supreme Lord is seated even in our own hearts. Establishing spiritual communication with the Supreme Lord is called yoga. And Bhakti Yoga is a linking up with the Supreme Lord. Spiritual communication with the Supreme Lord from the platform of our original loving relationship with Him. And the scriptures reveal that the easiest way to express one's relationship with God is crying out His names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. As soon as we utter His name, because the Lord is infinitely, unconditionally loving each of His living entities, simply by calling out His name, He comes down into the sound and turns that sound into a total spiritual sound, hearing which our spiritual communication with Him is established in the heart. The Supreme Lord is described as Satchidananda Vigraha. He is Sat, Chittan, Ananda, eternity, knowledge and bliss. He is a reservoir of these three things. And everyone in this world is always seeking eternal existence, pure knowledge, love, pleasure, and God is the infinite reservoir of all these things. Don't think this sound is ordinary sound. It's a sound incarnation of Lord Krishna Himself. It is He Himself. Chanting and hearing means you're directly touching God. Proof of the pudding is the eating. Anyone who begins chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and hearing this Mahamantra on a daily basis for half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour, he will see, he will realize, he will experience himself that his heart is transforming into a happy person, into someone who is discovering the real purpose of life and discovering a meaningful existence in association with God Himself, Lord Shri Krishna. Today we have online, and ISKCON Bangalore's Janmashtami is witnessed by lakhs of people online. Darshan, Abhishekam, everything. So in a way, the celebration of Krishna Janmashtami has expanded its dimensions year after year, embracing participation of children, youths, families, everyone. The whole society gets absorbed in celebrating Krishna Janmashtami festival organized by ISKCON Bangalore. Out of necessity, today we have celebration of Krishna Janmashtami not only in one place. We have in Whitefield, we have in Kanakpura Road, Vaikunta Hills Temple. We need thousands of volunteers, and we see that the devotees, they take off from their work. They give the whole day to help us organize this festival to help us with management of the queues, with distribution of prasadam, free prasadam, and so many interrelated activities which are very much needed to give a very wonderful experience for people who visit these festival locations to pay their respects, to worship Lord Krishna on this Krishna Janmashtami day.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare